The new NBA and MLB season is in full swing, and BetOnline has you covered with the best odds and biggest promotions and live in-game betting on all your favorite teams. Head to BetOnline today to stay updated on all the action. BetOnline, the game starts here.
If you're looking to streamline your audio advertising buys and maximize your revenue, look no further than Triton Digital's programmatic audio advertising exchange, A2X. The private exchange consists of only licensed broadcasters and top-tier internet radio publishers, assuring the quality inventory and brand safety you can trust. Visit www.tritondigital.com to learn more.
When you combine the German word Wasser for water and the ancient Greek word eleon, which means oil, you get a brand that was born out of innovation and resourcefulness, taking a wasted byproduct and turning it into a billion-dollar brand. This sticky goo has thousands of uses, including but not limited to soothing diaper rash, removing makeup, shining your boots, preventing battery corrosion, removing a stuck ring, fixing a squeaky door, unsticking a zipper, getting chewing gum out of hair, prolonging your perfume, healing scrapes, treating eczema, and most famously, moisturizing from head to toe. And while the name is officially a trademark, it has been genericized, meaning this brand is used to reference all products in its category, including its competitors. And because a jar of the stuff is sold every 39 seconds, and you probably have some in your medicine cabinet right now, that's why this week's On Brand is on Vaseline.
We're all jazzed up, maybe having a cow. You want your favorite show, and it's on right now. It's on, it's on, it's on, it's on Brand.
Welcome to On Brand with Jon and Marisa. I'm Jon.
I'm Marisa.
I did not guess it the whole time. Like, once I figured out it was like a lube, I thought it was going to be, knowing you, it was going to be that bag balm or whatever that, isn't there like some
bag balm?
Isn't there like something that's like for horses? Isn't there like some animal?
You think I'm going to do an udder cream before Vaseline?
Yeah, because I think you would be like, oh my God, that's so funny. It's very clickable. You love an udder.
I do love an udder. I'm moisturized udder.
What was it that I went out to dinner once and it was an udder? It's jowl. Sorry. There was one time I went to a fancy dinner.
I hope you're not ordering udder at a fancy restaurant.
Why did I order jowl? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think jowl might be on a menu.
Anyway, it was just
How was it?
It ended up with my friend's dog. It was rough. It was rough.
Rough is right. Rough.
Speaking of rough, you know how fancy restaurants are.
Sure.
It's like, you're like, this is what it means. If I become rich, I have to eat these parts of the animal. I have to eat like the butthole and the udder. Like, I'm fine eating the hamburger and
whatever Arby's uses.
Whoa. After Arby's closed, we no longer disrespect it. And for the people who don't live in LA or live in LA and just haven't driven past it, our iconic Hollywood Arby's closed like 3 weeks ago. We may have mentioned this on the pod. Marisa told me about it. I was very sad. Can I just say, we live in Hollywood. Within 2 weeks, that building looks like it was dressed for a set of a zombie show. It is like boarded up. It's like graffitied from head to toe.
Yeah.
The iconic sign has been sprayed. Like, it's insanity.
Has it been like pillaged for like au jus?
There's like a pipe of au jus like running down Sunset Boulevard right past
Kids
Netflix.
are splashing in it to beat the heat.
Oh my gosh, it's a mess. Okay, well, I'm
so sad.
Very excited. I have thoughts on Vaseline. I love when you can make $1 billion from trash. I can't wait to hear about it.
We're still waiting for our invention that can make us rich so we don't have to slum it on the pod anymore.
Oh my God, if I could turn like empty Diet Coke cans or something into $1 billion biz, I would. But before we get into that, Marisa.
Yes, Jon?
It has been a very exciting week for you.
Okay, so you have been really mean to me because I told you that Alistair and I went for a jog and you had a field day. We recently watched Back to the Future 2. You were giving a little Biff vibes. Al and I are Marty McFly, and you are the town bully.
You wish. I mean, I've known you, and I don't know if we've ever mentioned this on the pod. So this came up Friday night. The four of us, Marisa, her husband David, Alistair, and myself, have hung out basically every Friday night for about 15 years.
15 years, yeah.
Occasionally something will come up and we won't be able to hear, but it is
we're
we're
the four amigos.
It's a standing date. You don't even think about it. We're just here. Mm-hmm. So I know you very well.
And I said, oh, Al and I went for a jog. And you burst out laughing. And you said, oh, you went for a little jog, did you? Went for a little jog?
No, I didn't. I mean, okay, it's like I have so many thoughts. I don't even know how to get them all out. Like, Alistair loves to exercise.
Yeah.
He goes to like a climbing wall. And remember, he's single. So if these things turn you on, reach out to us on Instagram. But he's
a great 401k.
He makes a soup that's a bit too chunky, but you might like that. So I'm used to Alistair like saying the athletic things he does. In those 15 years, I think you went through a very quick yoga phase.
I went through a bit of a Zumba phase. And you're right. You know, Alistair, he's always, again, this is for his dating profile, he's always like climbing. The only mountain I could think of was Mount Rushmore. He's climbing Mount Rushmore. He's traveling the world. He's on expeditions. He's always like a mover and shaker. I'm more of a lady of leisure. Yeah. You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong. So when I'm like over here Friday, we have a lovely dinner. Usually Marissa makes some delicious dish. We had one of our favorites. It was orzo with broccoli and mushrooms. Mm-hmm. And we're finishing up and like we're going to move on to dessert. I brought a little carrot cake from Trader Joe's. We usually do like a grins and grunts. Everyone says like one thing they like about their week, one thing they don't like about their week. Mm-hmm. And it just comes up. They just say it as if it is the most normal thing. Oh, Alistair and I went for a jog this morning at 8 a.m. Like, everything about that seems insane to me. Like, first of all, when I feel like jogging is like, it's like an 80s thing.
I will say, I know that some people jog, because I see people jogging.
Yeah.
I have never been on a jog before in my life.
When I think of jogging, I think of the blonde chick in SVU. She's always jogging through Central Park. Mm-hmm. I think of Charlotte from Sex and the City. She loved to jog.
When I jog, I am thinking about cases that I am trying to solve, and I just need to finally take a break from my like board with all the strings, and I just need to clear my head. And then while I'm jogging, I'm hoping I'll get like a surge of inspiration that'll help me like catch the rapist.
Yeah, I mean, that's what jogs are for. So I was trying to figure out who did the rape. And I was like, what? Did you guys talk? Were you like, oh,
we chatted. We chatted.
I think I'm going to make orzo tonight. Like, what? Tell me. Like, how did it happen?
So how do we start talking about our jog, Al?
No, how did you do the jog?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm trying to think about how it even became an idea. I think, it was like, we're stressed out. We want to get a little more exercise.
And at the exact same time, you were both like, jogging.
We started out at a little brisk walk, and we did that for about a half a block.
Alistair just kind of starts going faster. You're like, Al, you're going kind of fast. So then all of a sudden, you're like a brisk walk, and then within a minute, you're just jogging.
And then we were jogging, we were chatting, and then, you start huffing and puffing a little bit. I did ask him after a couple blocks, and maybe we would switch to walking for a little bit so I could, catch my breath. So it was probably all in all 20 minutes, 75% jogging, 25% walking quickly. You're welcome to join. You know what we called it? Jogging club. So the next morning we talked about it like at night. You know how you like sometimes at night you're like, oh, we should get into this thing, like a healthy thing. And then the next morning the friend's like, I got the juicer. Like, come on. It's like, oh no, it was just like a nighttime idea.
Oh yeah. I always wake up the next day like, oh no, what was I thinking?
The next morning, Al texted me at like 8. He was like, jogging club? And I was like, oh shit, jogging club.
Alistair is not one to let it go. Like, if it involves anything healthy, as much as you're laying in bed, like, oh, just don't let him text.
Well, and that's what's good is you need for jogging club. That's a big part of a jogging club is that you have like an accountability buddy. Yeah. Speaking of laying in bed, John.
No.
I saw you yesterday.
No.
And you had a bed day, which, if you're listening, I'm sure everyone knows what a bed day is. You just kind of stay in bed.
Not a bad day.
Not a bad day. A bed day. And you told me that one of the things you wanted to do was go to Target in Pasadena. Specifically, that's not our closest Target. And I said, oh, what'd you need to get from Target? Sometimes I'll ask that casually, not trying to like dig for something humiliating. It's just like, oh, I went to this restaurant. It's like, oh, what'd you order? It's not like I'm not seeking out something to humiliate you.
It feels like you are.
I'm just like, oh, what were you going to get? And then you say, I don't want to talk about it. And that's when I know I've struck gold. John, what were you going to buy were you going to drive 15 miles to a different Target to buy what?
Did everyone hear how she asked that? You feel like you wonder why like my stomach clenches when you're like, what were you going there for?
Honey, this is what's going to make us the mucho dineros is you humiliating yourself in front of 1,200 people.
It's not even that interesting or that embarrassing.
Okay, well, I'll tell you if it is or not. How about that?
I wanted to get the Target exclusive Charlie XCX vinyl record, and they were out everywhere. And one popped up in Pasadena, and I put it on hold. So I had to go there to get it.
Did you get it?
I did. I got it today before the pod. Now, here's the issue. Why did I want it? It's a really beautiful vinyl. It's a splatter vinyl.
I didn't know you liked Charlie
Okay,
XIX.
that's the problem. I hadn't really listened to her.
Okay.
But everyone's like, this is the number one album of the year. When I say everyone, all the people in like my vinyl groups.
Uh-huh. The
all
kids.
my
The
kid
kids.
groups.
The
Yeah.
kids.
That have no idea that I'm a man.
You know what's funny? I won't say what we are, but I kind of like, my soul is old and your soul is young.
Mm-hmm. And your body is youngish. And
youngish. I'm a several years old.
You're older than Adele and Taylor Swift, we learned. So I was listening to the album on the way there, and I was like, do I like this? And I bought it anyway, knowing I can return it. Then I listened to it on the way home, and I was like, I'm really torn on it. Like, parts of it I do really like, but I'm like, I definitely don't feel like I need this on vinyl. I think it is going to be a return. And that's just aside. Can I say, I also bought, because it was on sale, my coffee syrup, the salted caramel syrup.
Yes.
I did a little stock up because it was a very good price. I bought 4 of them. Okay, that's not that bad. So I go to pick them up, and one of them was...
Did they say, like, what coffee shop do you own? Is it in the neighborhood? If you're buying 4 bottles of, like, coffee syrup, surely you own, like, John's Beanery around the bend. This can't be a personal stash.
They're not, like, giant bottles. They're only 12 ounces.
Okay.
It's like a can of Coke.
Of syrup.
Pure syrup. And so he gives me the bag, and only one of them is right, and 3 of them are wrong. And I was like, oh.
Wrong? Well, different flavor, not sugar-free.
They were sugar-free. I don't get sugar-free for those, because I would rather use just a little bit of real sugar than...
I'm with you.
...than the fake sugar. And so I didn't Karen out or anything. I was like, oh, these 3 are wrong. They're just the wrong kind. He felt so bad. Just really quick, can I tell you? He said, just keep them. And then like when they come in and swap them and I was like, fine. And he's like, and because this has been so frustrating, because there was a little dent in my vinyl record too. Again, I didn't get mad or anything.
Wow, okay.
He gave me $15 gift card. He's like, because this has been kind of like a wonky experience, I want you to have a $15 gift card.
I have a question. Did he have a bad mustache and a wig on?
No,
because I think he may have been an undercover boss. Because I don't think you're getting that kind of service from a regular floor employee of Target. I think this was the CEO.
It's funny that you say that. He was almost like a character.
Big fake mole.
And he was like kept fixing his hair the way most people fix their hats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Braces.
It was bleach blonde. Like everything about him looked shocking. But no, he was a little over the top. Like when he was like, I was like, thank you. He's like, no problem. He's like, I'm going to see you again. Right. And I'm like, this is Target. Like, I mean, I come here, this isn't even my Target, but I was like, yes, you will, because it was really nice of him.
Wow,
so
I think he was flirting.
There was a brand rave for you.
This was huge. We got a lot of brands in there. We got Taroni syrups. We have Pasadena Target. We have Charlie XYZ.
ABC. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff there.
That's great. Jogging, that's a brand. Jogging is off-brand for me, but I'm gonna try. I think that's something. This is kind of what's a bummer about being an adult instead of in high school, where you can just like decide to be a vampire one day, or you can decide to be preppy.
Yeah.
As an adult, it's harder to like completely try on a new personality, and so I'm gonna try on jogging.
I'm going to give it 6 weeks. I think
that actually feels like a lot.
That feels like a lot. 2 months is a definite no. A month is probably what we're going to hit.
Okay.
But I think in a month, you're going to be like, he said 6. So
the wild card is the heat in the morning.
Yeah.
That's the wild card. You know, I was very supportive of you during your necklace phase. You showed up wearing a necklace with a lion on it.
I did go through a brief jewelry phase.
We were very supportive.
It was a very cute little, but I'm not really a necklace guy.
You tried it on, you saw it. Jogging might be my necklace, but
babe.
We'll see.
Everyone, this is like having a New Year's resolution in July.
We did want to play pickleball, and it hasn't happened yet.
Another brand really quick. Apparently, the big thing this weekend was Hallmark dropping their like 2024 Christmas ornament. So
Great.
I got a lot of TikToks of people like long lines waiting to get Hallmark.
Is this a thing that they do a special ornament every year and people wait in line to get it?
It's not even just a special ornament. It's like a whole line. Like one of the themes this year was Disney's Haunted Mansion.
Oh, okay.
So there's like 15 ornaments of that. And these ornaments are from like $40. I saw one that went up to $150.
The Disney connection. We were talking last night about Disney pin people. Disney culture is like It's wild.
Disney
It's wild.
just nickels and dimes you for everything.
They can just exploit these Disney freaks for all they got.
Yeah.
The Disney freaks will be living in ruin and with their ornaments.
It's like Taylor Swift, and I think she kind of has the Disney mentality
For
of like
sure.
getting every penny out of her fans.
There probably is a lot of overlap in that audience.
Yeah.
Disney and Taylor people.
Hi, this is Chris Howard, host of Plugged In with Chris Howard. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, scores, even live in-game betting while the games are being played. With a large selection of odds on everything from Major League Baseball, NHL, and UFC, and professional golf, BetOnline remains the number one source for all your sports wagering info. In between games, head over to the BetOnline's casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. BetOnline, the game starts here.
All right, so should we get down
let's
to
talk.
it?
Let's get greasy. Let's talk about Vaseline. Jon, when I say Vaseline, are you brand loyal to Vaseline? If you see CVS brand petroleum jelly and Vaseline, are you going with a name brand on that?
I am going with a name brand on that. I honestly do not think I have ever purchased Vaseline. I don't.
What?
What would I need it for? Like, my skin is smooth. My doors don't squeak. What were all the things you said? My
babies don't have rashes.
I don't have a baby that I know of. Knock on wood. I just don't need it.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't need it.
You don't run chapped or dry. You're a bit of a oily fella yourself.
My skin and my face is oily.
So you don't. But if you have like dry skin, typically, I feel like I run a little dry, so I need a little help with Vaseline.
This sounds like I'm gloating. I'm perfect. Like, my skin is perfect. I love, like, my hands are always like smooth. I do break out in terrible rashes a few times a year.
I was gonna say, you do have a lot of rashes.
But I don't think Vaseline would help those. I have a dirty story. It's Vaseline adjacent, and I don't know if I should share it. Maybe that's when we have a Patreon and we can go off topic.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that at the end of the episode.
Yeah,
we'll
or write me privately and I can whisper it.
Jon can text you a voice memo of it.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't really. You pick a lot of brands that I don't use or think that much about.
Yeah, well, that's what's interesting. I like to have people walk through the grocery store and for the products to come alive off the shelves.
So this is for people that are going to like a kid's birthday party, like trivia, where they throw this stuff out, like a lube party.
Listen, I have a fun fact at the end that I think will be appropriate for any occasion. Graduation, grandma's birthday.
All right. So why did you pick? Did you have some strong connection with this brand?
I am brand loyal for Vaseline, and I always own Vaseline. I just always find things to use it for moisturizing hands, chapped lips. I often have chapped lips. My mom, all growing up, was always like, if you want your feet or hands to be soft, would you like this or hate this?
Hate it.
You put Vaseline on your feet or your hands, and then you put socks on them and you sleep in socks.
God.
So it's not only sleeping in socks, which people hate, but it's with a thick layer of Vaseline on your feet.
So I would be in bed with Vaseline on my feet, socks, and tight jeans on.
You did say you've been sleeping in jeans more lately.
I did. I just love it. It's so cozy.
What about a 99-degree day makes you want to slip in a pair of skinny jeans for bed?
Well, at night, it's not that
So
bad.
you change out of your pants and put on jeans. If you weren't wearing jeans for some reason, you'll put on jeans to go to sleep.
No, I'm not insane.
You've never done that?
No, maybe. But, I mean, that's not the norm. It's usually just the jeans I wore that day, which is also kind of gross.
Covered in city slime.
Alistair, I just saw
Alice
in the corner
recoiling.
of my eye. Alistair's like, closing his laptop. He's like, that's the show. No, I wear my street jeans.
Oh, yucky.
And you shop at Costco. So are you buying this Vaseline in like a barrel?
The quantity of Costco Vaseline, I actually saw that popping because I do a little bit of kind of like consumer digging. So I'll check like Reddit and things like that. One of the things people are saying is, who is buying this 2-pound twin pack, whatever, giant Vaseline from Costco? And I don't know. You would have to be like a doctor's office or a dentist's office. My dentist does a nice thing where they rub a little Vaseline on your lips before an exam.
Oh, actually, mine puts like, I think some sort of chapstick. Like in the corner of my lips. Maybe it is Vaseline.
I'm sure it's Vaseline.
And Vaseline, everyone knows I like a deal. Like, but there's certain things I don't want in a large quantity. And I feel like Vaseline would fall into that because I feel like within a few months, there's like hairs in it for some reason. There's like a piece of corn. It's like mayonnaise. Like, I like mayonnaise, but I will only buy it in small bottles because if mayonnaise has been in my fridge for more than a couple of months, I think it's gross.
I am kind of with you on that.
So I like to use up certain things faster.
You know what? They make a little Vaseline that's for like lip balm or just to go, and it looks like a little tub of Vaseline, which is really cute. It's like the same proportions of the regular tub, but it's like shrunk down tiny. And so it's like to throw in your bag if you have little chapped lips, little dry cuticles.
That's cute. They should make one like that's like a preloaded like squirt gun, so you can get like for when you got to do the door, you just want to get in the little crooks of your lips.
Remember, we went to Oprah, and one of the items in our swag bag was a stick of Vaseline that was like the size of like a roll-on deodorant.
Yeah.
And it was like a solid stick of Vaseline. And we were like, what is this for? Like, who is it? And I gave it to my mom, and my mom said she just rubs it all over her face.
I think I gave mine to your mom also.
My mom inherited 2 giant sticks of Vaseline from
rubbing
us.
Vaseline on her face all through COVID.
And I remember Vaseline, wow, it's like really part of my story. I remember an episode of the Tyra Show. Do you remember that?
Oh,
Tyra Banks told the audience that she was going to reveal like her skincare secret. Like it was like a big thing. Like that was probably the title of the episode, Tyra's skincare secret. And she gave everyone in the audience a rhinestoned jar of Vaseline. She slathers herself in Vaseline, and it prevents moisture loss. So it can, keep your skin feeling like youthful and
so that is definitely not something that Vaseline did for her. That means she had all of her production assistants probably work over the weekend.
Yes.
Bedazzling the lids of Vaseline.
A young woman had to miss her boyfriend's birthday because she was overnight.
Dare I say it that Tyra Banks was the JoJo Siwa of the 90s. Everything she did. It's like she thinks she invented hosting television.
Invented modeling.
And smiling. She thinks she invented everything.
Yeah, I love Tyra. That was great.
I mean, we all do.
Yeah, so Vaseline, as I said, it's part of my story. I always own it. I find so many uses for it. It's one of those things where I was like, what is this? Like, I was mostly just to satisfy my own curiosity. Like, what is Vaseline?
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready to find out?
I can't wait.
So there's this man in the mid-1800s. His name is Robert Cheeseborough. And he was a chemist, and his job was clarifying kerosene from the oil of sperm whales.
Aww.
So you've heard about whale oil.
I've heard about sperm.
That's a job you're interested in, clarifying sperm. So I didn't really think about, like, I've heard of, like, whale oil being, like, lighting lamps and stuff. This is a little bit of tangent. But, like, do you know how they make, like, whale oil?
Oh, I hope it's not, like...
They, like, chop up the whole whale. Like, I thought it's like blubber, it's bones, it's meat, it's all of it, and like boil it, and then like some part like it separates, like the oil separates. And that was like everywhere. It's illegal now, but like whale oil was like if you had like a little kerosene lamp like on your baby's bedside table, it was like chopped up sperm whale.
Oh, sperm whales are so cute.
Yeah,
it was
they're
a different
really
time.
cute. It was a different time. We didn't have options. We didn't have petroleum.
Toys were made out of metal. Oil was made out of whales.
Exactly. So then the discovery of petroleum in Titusville, Pennsylvania, Cheeseborough's job is now obsolete because nobody's chopping up whales anymore. So that's good. So the 22-year-old traveled to Titusville to research what new materials might be created from this new fuel. So he hears petroleum. He's like, well, there's got to be, this is like going to be like the future. This is the new big industry. I spent my entire life learning about sperm whales. Now I have to pivot. You know, we all love a good pivot.
We love a good pivot.
So as he's strolling around the oil field, he finds about something. The workers are talking about something called, get this, rod wax.
Okay. I could clarify sperms and wax some rods. I like where this brand is going.
I imagine you in like some little overalls and like a little like kerchief around your neck. Like, hey, boys, who needs help waxing their rods?
Quick fun fact, the dirty story that I was about to tell basically involves waxing rods with Vaseline. Okay.
And we're back. So rod wax is a jelly-like substance that they would have to clean off of the pumper of the oil rig. So the oil rig is pumping, and then this like thick black jelly would like kind of like coagulate on like the sides of the pumper, and they called it rod wax.
Okay.
And these guys keep having to stop down to clean off the rod wax, and
probably hot too. They probably didn't wear shirts.
Oh no, very sweaty out there in Pennsylvania.
Just overalls with no shirt on.
Yeah, a little bit of chest hair peeking out.
Okay.
The ass cut out of all the overalls.
No, I'm not a butt boy. Oh, you ruined it. Then what did they do?
I ruined it on purpose to get you back on track.
Okay.
So Cheeseborough, he was told that this rod wax is kind of like a nuisance. Like it gets in the way. It's like inconvenient to have to clean it off. But if anybody gets like a cut or a burn on the job, they rub that rod wax on it. And it lessens the pain and makes the injury heal quicker.
Okay.
So his ears perk up.
Uh-huh.
This is what we need to be on our radar for. Like something that people are like, oh, yeah, that's garbage. Except for this one thing that it does is actually pretty freaking cool. That's what we need to keep our ears out for.
It smells terrible, but cures cancer. What?
May I have a small batch? So Cheesebra, he brought home. He was like, can I have some wax to bring home? They were like, sure, take as much as you want. We don't need this stuff.
Cheesebra.
It's going in the garbage. And being a chemist, he started to experiment on it. He's heating it. He's refining it. He's taking out the impurities. So when it's on the rod, it's like black, like muddy paste. And then now after being refined, it's like that white Vaseline that we know what that looks like. So he works on that for 5 years. 5 years.
When I was his age, all I was thinking was like, I probably don't need to be a vampire anymore.
You were just retiring your cape.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm going to take this trash and make $1 billion.
I mean, not only that, but he's in the shed for 5 years. Very Dyson.
Like Dyson.
And you know what he's doing? He's not working on sucking.
He's
playing with rod wax.
He's working on stroking. So we have these two young men in barns.
In the shed for 5 years, driving their wives crazy. And he finally perfected his extracting technique. And then in 1865, Cheesebra patented this process of making what he calls petroleum jelly. He worked for 5 more years before getting it ready for the market. He was calling it Wonder Jelly. He wanted to be able to distribute it and manufacture it on a large scale. So he created a factory in Brooklyn in 1870. At the time, he was traveling around the state of New York with a horse and cart. And he wants to kind of do a demo, like a Costco demo of his product. Because people don't know what this is. You say Wonder Jelly, it's like, well, I've got to see it to believe it. In front of a crowd, he's burning his skin on purpose.
What?
He's pouring acid on his skin or burning it with an open flame, cutting himself, and then spreading the jelly on the injury to show that it helps heal the injury and takes away the pain. Vaseline does not actually heal injuries. It just keeps them from getting infected, which at the time...
That's a big deal back then.
That's a big deal back then. One of the leading causes of death was open wounds getting infected.
I don't think they had antibiotics yet.
I don't think so, yeah. So this was this did feel like a miracle product because it's keeping dirt and bugs from getting in your open wound. It's a sealant. Yeah, it's a natural sealant. Yeah. And so to further create demand, there creates to be all this frenzy. He is giving out free samples of his Wonder Jelly. And this is one of the first instances of a free sample ever being distributed. He invented the free sample.
No, he did not.
He did.
No, he did not.
He did.
Who says that? His grandkids?
No, that's what they're saying. Yeah, in the 1870s, he was the first person on the record to be giving out free samples.
Now, did he do it like they do now, like Tabasco, where they make a cute little bottle, or is he just squirting some of this grease in everybody's hand?
I think he has a wooden spoon and he's smearing it onto their palms for them to take home.
Didn't I already give you a schmear?
Back then, we're in clip clop time, so we should have had a clip clop under all of this, Al. Clip clop.
It's never too late. Well, maybe a sound effect of once he does rub it on his burns, a big group of gasp.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
And maybe one person yelling you're crazy.
It can't be done. So by 1874, stores are selling over 1,400 jars of Vaseline a day.
That's a lot.
So now Vaseline is off to the races. It's loved by moms for diaper rash, workers with dry skin. Even the Queen of England, Queen Victoria, knighted Cheesebra for his invention, and she personally was a fan of Vaseline. On the first successful trip to the North Pole, Commander Robert Peary credited Vaseline for keeping his skin safe and protected from the cold, as Vaseline doesn't freeze. During the First World War, Vaseline was in such high demand that soldiers would write home from the front lines asking their families to send Vaseline.
Good God, what a time to be alive.
I know what, right? It was used as a bartering tool with British soldiers in World War II. New York Times ran a story saying that 75 serious burn victims had survived and recovered with the help of Vaseline jelly. So Vaseline is out there saving lives.
Now, at this time, I don't know enough about Vaseline. Was there a famous logo or some sort of advertising that was fun? Did you see any of that?
It's pretty straightforward about the many uses all over the house. And what set it apart from its competitors, because at this time, they're starting to get other people who are able to do the refining process on petroleum jelly. Rod wax, I'm sure, is everywhere. It's probably easy to get. But Vaseline is the only one that they say is triple filtered or triple refined. And they still have that blue seal on their jars today. And that was what he came up with at the time to separate themselves from the imitators. So that's how you know you're getting like the Vaseline quality. So anytime there's a product like this, like they're the first, but there's of course other people are going to follow. How do you keep people loyal to your brand? So they're saying like, we're the safest, we're the best, we're the purest white petroleum jelly that you can buy.
And you need to make sure, not to interrupt, but you need to make sure that they know that what they're buying is yours. That's if you remember with Hershey's, that's why they started putting the flag in the Hershey Kisses, because other people started making a very similar candy. So they put the little flag in there that said Hershey, so you knew. Yeah,
Vaseline. They used to be in these little metal tins, and they were in like the little glass jars. They were really cute. They had really, really good, that like classic, iconic American looking branding. Cheeseborough lived to be 96 years old. That's 25 years longer than the average life expectancy at the time, which was 61.7 years in the U.S.
Do you think at age 61 he just started covering himself in Vaseline for the next 30 years?
He did cover himself in Vaseline. He had in his 50s, he had a serious bout of pleurisy, which is like a lung infection. He had his nurse rub him from head to toe with Vaseline and soon recovered and credited his recovery with Vaseline. So that is debatable about if that was effective or not, or if it was a coincidence. Right. But what was his secret to living to 96 years at a time when the average life expectancy was 61 years? Eating a spoonful of Vaseline every day.
Did you hear what I said? I said he ate it.
He ate it.
He ate it.
He ate it.
What a freak. Why don't they tout that?
You know,
a spoonful of Vaseline will keep you ticking till 100.
They tell you not to eat it, but I have a feeling people will still eat it.
They tell you not to eat it because they want you to die.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why.
Because follow the money.
Follow the money. Mm-hmm. You should think about this on your next jog. That's insane. I was going to ask if there was ever a time where they're like, yeah, and if you eat it, it'll cure this or that. Or because back then, everything had a list of a million things it could do. Mm-hmm. And over time, it gets dwindled down. Like Coca-Cola was like to cure headaches.
When you're that becomes illegal to say that like things will save your life or actually cause you harm. He didn't admit that he ate Vaseline until like the end of his life. So it wasn't something that he was publicizing as like, I eat Vaseline every day. Look at me. I'm spry as a horse.
He's just on his deathbed and like lets out one last burp and it's just like a Vaseline
bubble.
And it's like,
how do we drink Vaseline bubble? You and me. Wow. Improv partners.
Well, we've been hanging out for 15 years every Friday.
So now Vaseline, 2.8 billion in sales. I mean, the numbers don't lie.
I know it's greedy, but I want to be a billionaire. I want to know what that feels like for like 10 years.
What would you buy?
I'd probably keep that record because it's like, I don't need to return that.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to do so many annoying returns.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
If you accidentally got given the wrong coffee syrup, you could just say like, screw it.
Oh, yeah, just keep. You have one. You have one.
One. You have one, peasant.
I actually don't know what I would do with $1 billion. It'll never happen unless if we start a Patreon.
I know, maybe. Well, John, you may get your wish. You get your wish that we start a Patreon. So that's the history of Vaseline. You know, it's not a product itself that has changed a lot over the years. The Vaseline you buy on the shelves is the same Vaseline from the 1800s. Now they're owned by Unilever, so they're like one of these just big conglomerate companies that owns a million brands. And they obviously have expanded into like different types of lotions and creams, all in that same world of like moisturization. Mm-hmm. But Vaseline is their, obviously their number one product, and its list of uses, eat it or don't eat it. I don't care. I won't judge.
Answer me this.
Yes.
Is it at all related to Vicks VapoRub?
No.
Oh.
Do you like Vicks VapoRub?
Well, I don't want to go into it, but the dirty story I was going to tell about greasing the rod actually involved Vicks VapoRub and not Vaseline, but that's all I can say.
Okay.
That's all I can say.
That's all you can say. Rod wax.
This is a clean show.
Yeah, I get it.
Hot
certified clean on Apple.
Bit spicy. Okay, that's all I can say.
Vaseline, I did a little like a consumer research, just seeing what people were talking about Vaseline. And a lot of it was, there were a lot of stories of like, I had a jar of Vaseline in my bathroom and like my crush came over and like laughed at me because the implication is that maybe that is used for something other than diaper rash.
I don't feel like that relationship's going to last.
Me either.
Your crush?
I mean, these are like 13-year-old kids.
I'm shocked that there must be reviews that are like, it's not quite as greasy as what it was when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Like, less lubey.
All caps, like, please go back to the old formula.
Doesn't smell like my grandma anymore.
Yeah, Vaseline is really strange. There's not like a really loyal community out there. There's not subreddit Vaseline.
Yeah.
Which there was. I don't know if I'm hanging out there.
I would be shocked if there was.
But it's important. It's really important. And, you got to, like, to turn something that would be waste into something that is helpful and is saving lives and keeping everybody safe and healthy, I think it's great. We tip our hats to Vaseline.
I mean, yeah, I got some thrills in there.
And
is this a Matt Damon-worthy film? Yeah. Especially if he's like in the 1800s and he's killing whales. Yeah, definitely.
Stabbing a whale, gutting it from tip to tail. He's not, I'd like to show you a picture of him so you can weigh in on how hot he is. He kind of looks like a general like guy from that time. He's like a bit beardy, you want to look him up?
Yeah.
Okay, you can decide how hot he is. What do you think? Are you waxing this guy's rod or what?
I mean, well,
he has a thick beard.
Yeah, most of the pictures of him are when. Okay, there's Cheesebro Young. Yeah.
Wait, let me see him young. Oh, okay. No, that's him on the right.
Oh, that's not him?
No.
Oh, I would wax his friend's rod.
Hey, Robert, who's your friend? My friend John wants to meet him. Did you ever do that flirt where it was like you had a friend flirt with someone like on your behalf? Like say like, oh, you go over if I was like, hey, Al, my friend thinks you're really cute. Have you ever been a part of one of those?
Not really.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah.
We should find some opportunities to do that for you. Hey, Al, my friend John thinks you're really cute and you're a really good podcast producer.
Do you like me? Check one. Yes, no, maybe.
So, John, after I have told you the extensive history of Vaseline, taking a little lick of your lolly, John's been sucking on a lollipop this entire record. He came in sucking on a lollipop like John Travolta.
Oh, why? Because I'm gay?
No.
Wow.
Like a cool guy, like the Fonz.
Oh.
Wait, that's not him. Henry Winkler.
The guy...
Do you ever get the Fonz and John Travolta mixed up in your mind?
No, never. You know who I do get mixed up a lot is, and I can't, it's like Helen Hunt and the other blonde. Which one? The woman, Laura Dern and Helen Hunt.
Yeah.
I think they're the same woman.
Yeah, I'm picturing one of them in my mind and I can't tell which one it is.
Yeah. One of them's in Castaway and one of them's in Jurassic Park.
Is Vaseline on brand for you? He's thinking.
I wanted to have our longest pause.
Longest
but
pause.
I'll
You know,
tighten
he'll
it
edit
up.
it
So it'll just be like, yes. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's on brand for me because if I went to the store, if I needed a lube, like a thick...
I mean, don't say like lube.
It's a lubricant.
You mean like a lubricant? Yeah, but lube and lubricant are different.
I mean, are they?
Yeah.
They're both to grease a rod.
I mean, if you go to like your hardware store, you're looking for WD-40. Yeah. Do you say like, where can I get some lube?
I need like your drippiest lube.
I don't think you would say that. But WD-40, there's a brand. That little red straw.
There's a lube.
God forbid you lose that. You're
I know. What a dumb accessory. Here's one of the world's tiniest straws.
We'll tape it to the side. That's what they do. They tape it to the side.
Scotch tape. We won't like make a little thing that you can slide it into and keep it. Once you untape it, and especially if you have children, you're never seeing that again.
Yeah.
Speaking of small straws, did you ever have that toy that was a small straw and you put a little ball of like sticky stuff on it?
Yes.
And blew, like your eyes would pop out of your head trying to blow it into like a cool
we
bubble.
Got that one time and played with it from the grocery store, and I think it shaved a decade off of all of our lives. It was so poisonous and so toxic.
Yeah, it smells like gasoline.
Yes.
I have a headache just thinking about it.
Oh, yeah.
Very intense.
I'm sure like banned in Europe. It's like gum texture and then you stick a little straw on it.
Yeah. But sure, yeah, it's on brand for me because if I needed it and I went to the store, I would definitely buy Vaseline over
You would buy Vaseline name brand.
For sure.
Wow.
I'm not going to buy like CVS, like Glop or whatever they call it. Yeah, Vaseline is officially on brand for John.
That's great.
What about you?
Vaseline is very on brand for me. I have a tub. I could produce my tub in 15 seconds. You know what's so nice when you crack open a fresh Vaseline, which doesn't happen often because they're so big.
I've only used like mattresses, hand-me-downs. Like I've only used other people's Vaseline.
Ew, why?
There's no Vaseline in my home.
You're using other people's Vaseline is like personal.
No, like if I need Vaseline, I run over to my neighbor's house. I'm like, hey, can I have like a finger of your Vaseline? No, I don't own it.
I love, and I guess you get this with a lot of things, when you open the top of a Vaseline and it's like pristine. Like you can see the little almost like where the factory spooged it into the job, into the job. It with a Vaseline, it's not a jar or a tub, it's a job.
It's a job.
It's spooged into the jug, and then the spout like lifts off, and there's like almost like a little mound where it disconnected.
Like a
and it's
perma-ring.
So smooth.
I do appreciate that. I like making the first fingerprint in a product.
You would.
Yeah.
You're also the type of person, if I make like a casserole with a crispy baked top, you like get your grubby little fingers in there and peel off a corner for yourself.
Yeah, of course. Al, what about you? Do you like Vaseline? You probably don't use much, right? Well, the reason I'm asking is I was wondering if maybe you wanted to go halvesies on some and we could just share it when we both needed it. Would you feel comfortable sharing Vaseline with me?
Keep in mind, he sleeps in jeans that he's worn in the city.
You can tell me your answer off pod. Just think about it.
I think he's scared to answer. Al, do you like Vaseline?
I don't know what to use it.
I know, right?
What are you guys talking about?
I think it's
I just
lady
listed
thing.
off like 30 things you can use it for.
But we don't have those things.
You don't have what? Chapped
Hands.
lips? Dry cuticles?
I use Burt's Bees they make lip balm. You seem to not think that. You think the only way you can have a soft lip is to rub a big pile of grease on your face.
A lot of lip balm is based petroleum jelly.
That's fine. It's been turned into a product that I understand. I also am not a lotion guy. I don't like to have my hands covered in things.
I'm alone. I'm on an island. Okay, I want the brand freaks to back me up here. Vaseline is important.
I think it's going to be divided, but I do feel like more women are going to use Vaseline than men.
Yeah, probably. Okay, we'll put it to a vote. We'll let the freaks weigh in.
And for the men freaks, it has to be outside of
the bedroom,
polishing your rod.
Okay, great.
Oh, Al does use it for that. Al's like, there is one thing I could use it
Perked
for.
up at the mention of polishing a rod.
It seems like the worst option.
For polishing a rod?
It's not the best.
You say that.
But in a pinch. Let's just say, I won't go into it, but when you're on a road trip and you're in the car for a long time,
oh my God,
and you happen to have a small bottle of Vicks Vapor Rub, and you're young, you have a lot of hormones, a lot of curiosity.
You should be a sex ed teacher.
All right, did everyone open up your Vicks Vapor Rub? Grab your neighbor's rod.
You're going to need this. You're going to need this.
Yeah. So, yeah, thank you so much. That was a fun little journey. Definitely not a brand I have done even a peek of research on or ever thought about. So that was really cool.
Perfect.
I actually have a brand news. And we haven't done one of these in a while. And I came across this one, and I thought it was kind of fun. So, you know Emma Watson, of course. She's become a Hermione in the Harry Potter franchise. She's become like a fashion icon. Seems like a very cool woman. Well, apparently, I did not know this. Her family over in the UK, her dad has a winery, and they've done that for decades. So her and her brother, and this kind of goes with what we were talking about with Vaseline, have found a way to take the byproducts that they produce from the wine company and have created a luxury gin that I guess is doing very well in the UK, and they're now bringing it to the United States. So it's a luxury gin called Renee Gin.
After Zellweger?
Yes.
We love her.
I do. I do.
We
love
do.
Her.
Bridget Jones.
Oh my God.
Come
Even
on.
her Judy Garland. Remember when I rented that from the library and then we watched it?
Rent Judy from the library. John swings by with a paper bag with Judy, the DVD of Judy, and a big library sticker on it. And he says we have 7 days to watch Judy.
Listen, I do think the libraries, and you go to the library.
Yes, I love the library.
Underutilized thing that people can take advantage of.
I forget about DVDs from the library, and certainly it's not where I would expect to get Judy from. But yes, I was happy to support the local library.
Not everything is streaming. And no, it's Renee, Reneais. It's
Great.
more snooty than Renee Zellweger. So she's doing this with her brother, and it's like they're doing a lot of cool things. Like I didn't know she was an artist, so she's using her artwork for the labels. She directed like a cool like video for it, like a campaign to like launch it here. And she said it's like one of the most rewarding things that she's done. And I think she loves that she's doing it with her.
Rude to Harry Potter.
Well,
Rupert Grint. Hagrid.
You're a wizard, Harry.
You're a winemaker, Hermione.
That should be their slogan.
Yeah, except it's gin. Never mind.
Yeah, and I think she probably wants to step away from
Sure,
that.
yes. Maybe distance herself from the things she did 40 years ago.
So, yeah, that's my brand news. I personally am not a gin drinker.
Not yet.
Not yet.
If anything will get you to drink gin, it is a collab with Hermione.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of collabs, you have made no mention of the Insta story I put on right before the show.
Yeah, well, you explained this to me. So you posted a picture of a Stanley, an Olivia Rodrigo Stanley, and it's like, congratulations, Jon. Tell me what I'm looking at here.
Listen, it was a journey. So Olivia Rodrigo, someone that Alistair and I both really enjoy.
Yes, okay. This is rare overlap in your two personalities is Olivia Rodrigo. In the Venn diagram, it's two eggs side by side.
You got two eggs side by side. Everything's different, except I think a lot of the music. I think we share a lot of common music interests.
You guys like sad music.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Vampire is sad.
Oh, that's true, yeah. You like teen girl music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we used to make fun of Al a lot because Al would be like, you guys, I found the song of summer. And then he would send us like an Enya track. And we're like, what the hell is this? This is going to be a sad summer. So Olivia Rodrigo and Stanley. And as you know from the Stanley episode, if you don't, by all means, go listen to it.
Stop what you're doing. Pull over.
Stop what you're doing. Pull over. There's more episodes you can listen to. You'll never run out. I don't own a Stanley. I never have. The things I use here are igloos. I just have never cared about Stanleys. I think they're kind of ugly. I don't know what it is about this collab. I still hate the handle.
I am so confused by this. Honestly, like, go back. I mean, you need to listen to your Stanley episode because you were ranting and raving about how stupid they are, how much you love your water bottles, how they're stupidly overpriced. I mean, walk me through your journey here. So you saw something pop up, you came across it, and what happened?
Well, it had all the things that lure me in.
Like what?
You can't just buy it.
Oh my God.
You have to at 9 a.m.
See, that's like jog club.
Yeah.
It says that it happens at a certain time. Why don't you want to join jogging club?
Because it's shop club and I can do it from bed. 9 o'clock, you have to go to the Stanley site and you have 24 hours to register for this lottery. Now, what you're really not going to love is the lottery. If you win the lottery, all it allows you to do is buy the cup. It's not
okay.
Like, I didn't like get the cup free.
You're not winning a lottery. You're winning a lottery ticket that you have to buy.
Yeah, it's all just like makes you feel, and it seemed like it was going to be like no one knew how many there were going to be. You have to give your credit card information when you enter.
So you did buy it.
I did buy it because I won the lottery. It was like, so you just get a one. The next day, I was just like working. I got it pop up from my like bank. Like
you've been charged 70. I mean, how much was it?
I don't want to talk about
how much was it.
I don't.
I'm going to Google it.
No,
I'm going to Google it.
It's $55.
John, are you even going to use it?
I plan to. I do plan to. It's really pretty. It's purple.
I'm going to look at what this looks like.
It's purple. There's like...
You know they spill.
I know. Someone told me that this week.
This is like so off-brand for you.
No, see? This is why I say...
Okay, they're on eBay for $89.98, $150 on Etsy.
This is why I say you know me, but you don't understand me.
This is crazy. I mean, it like just aesthetically, this is not your style. It's like lavender. It has like multicolored stars on it.
Beautiful.
It's just like, the color scheme doesn't feel like you. I'm just so confused. You have so many straw tumblers. So many. From Starbucks? Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember how many Starbucks tumblers you have?
Yeah, I have a couple bins full. They're in storage.
Exactly. We're gonna have to make that a Patreon tier where you get an autographed Jon Starbucks tumbler. Thank God you don't collect those anymore.
Well, no, now I just collect more expensive drinking vessels. No, I had no intention of getting it. I don't know why it wooed me, but it did.
As long as you use it, I better see it.
I'll use it here the first day that I have it. Like, get it. I'll bring it here and use it during the show.
Okay, great. With your Trader Joe's lunchbox, your Olivia Rodrigo.
See, so this is why when you say, Jon, what did you get from Target? I don't like to share with you because let's make this a full circle moment. When we started this show and we brought up jogging, you're like, Jon, we're watching Back to the Future. You're Biff. You're a bully. No, ha. And now, who is Biff now? You're Biff in Back to the Future 2 when he's old and cranky.
Jogging is a healthy habit.
So is rewarding yourself. Everyone has to take time and treat themselves. Because if I don't, who's going to?
Oh,
well, there's
boy.
your show, everybody.
We love you, Jon. Warts and all. We love you.
What warts? I have no warts. All right, so I have a few shout outs. So
Great.
we, as you know, every Tuesday. Oh, actually, I want to say, just throw this out there, just to let everybody know our process. We record the podcast on Sunday. It drops on Wednesday. Alistair has a full-time job. He edits it at night. That only gives him 2 nights to do it. He usually does it on Tuesday night. Sometimes he's up until 2 a.m. doing it. We've been having long meetings between the 3 of us.
He has a lot to edit out. John's sexual escapades.
Oh, please. You're the one that's all sexual. I just talk over you too much. But there's a lot of work to clean it up to make it sound as polished as it does. So long story short, there's a good chance and probably a definite chance we will be moving On Brand with Jon and Marisa to drop on Thursday.
Yes, this is actually huge news. So if you're used to listening to On Brand on your Wednesday commute to work, you will be listening to On Brand on your Thursday commute to work. But we will be saying this will go hand in hand with a launch of a highly anticipated by maybe 3 of you? Patreon.
Now, we're figuring out the Patreon. So we may be moving to Thursdays.
We will be.
We are definitely moving to Thursdays. But what will probably happen, and none of this is solidified, but what we're talking about is there's a good chance Patreon could drop on Tuesday, new episode on Thursday, more details to come. It's very exciting. We're figuring everything out, but there you go. There's a teaser for it.
If you need more Jon and Marisa,
yeah,
you're in
and
luck.
I bring that up because 1, it's important, and 2, my Insta eggs would probably now come out on Wednesdays, but for the time being, they'll still come out on Tuesdays. And last week's was for Erewhon. It was a lot harder. It wasn't such an obvious one, and a lot of people didn't know what Erewhon was, but several people did get it right, and I would like to give shout-outs to Jillian Schulten, B, also known as I Get Hungry, Sarah Jane, Simone, and our favorite married couple, the Hattons, Corey and Ruby, Kara McGrady, Jordan Shoemaker, Eric Make a Mess, Christina Murin, Zoe Welch, Danny Jean Crombie, and Karen McElfresh. And I'm going to give a shout out to Ashley Falls. Her husband got it right last week. She got it right, but she was confused. She's like, I think it's either Erewhon or, since sometimes you do people, maybe it's the Biebers. So I'm going to go with the Biebers. You were wrong. It was Erewhon, but you did get it. So I'll give you a shout out too. We love that you and your husband are so invested in the show.
And I want to give a shout out to 2 Brandies, 2 brand freaks who left us lovely Apple podcast reviews, First Corn and Marita B. So thank you so much for those lovely 5-star reviews and your kind words. And if you haven't left us a review for the pod, please do head over to Apple Podcasts and you can search the pod and leave us a nice review there. Or at the very least 5 stars. That takes no time at all. And so that's it for the pod. If you want to see more of us, you can go to Instagram.com/onbrandthepod or TikTok at onbrandthepodcast. You can see videos from the show, supplemental materials. You can see the creator of Vaseline and weigh in if you think he's rod wax worthy. We will be back next week with an all-new episode of On Brand. Temporarily, next week's episode will be on Wednesday, and then moving forward on Thursday.
Wow, what a big change.
This is huge.
It's exciting.
Stay tuned.
Now I'm going to wake up depressed on Wednesdays and happy on Thursdays. And as I always like to say, we may go off topic and you may learn that I'm a bully, or you may learn that Marissa's a bully.
Sure.
And you'll always learn that Al's a little persnickety.
This Olivia Rodrigo Tumblr, by the way, the Stanley, seeing how juvenile and little girl it is, it's so past life for you.
But we'll always be on brand.
Bye.
Find yourself looking for a new job or change in career? Monster.com is here to help. We are not only here to bring you job postings, but also AI interview prep and salary tools, expert career advice, and top-notch resume services. We've got everything you need to land your perfect job fit. Discover the magic of finding the ideal job with Monster.com. Your future starts now. Visit Monster.com today. Your next job opportunity is just a click away.